Over the last several years in the entertainment industry, we've seen so many massive failures from big-time franchises, especially when it comes to anything involving Disney. It seems like whatever it is, whether it's Star Wars, whether it's Marvel, these brands that have such massive power, that had such massive appeal not that long ago, all of a sudden have fallen completely flat on their faces. And not only do you see problems when it comes to the box office and streaming numbers and things like that, but it goes beyond just those numbers. It goes into merchandising. It goes into toy sales. Because guess what? If people don't care about Star Wars or Marvel, they're not going to buy toys. And they're especially not going to get their kids, the next generation, invested in this thing if it's clearly just a massive pile of shit. And that does have big time ramifications. Maybe not all the time directly for Disney, but certainly for their partners. We've known that Star Wars and Marvel toys had been sitting on shelves for years. You're talking about literally years sometimes. These things are sitting there not being bought because no one is interested in these franchises right now. Well, apparently it's gone too far when it comes to Hasbro, and they're having to make some significant changes. Look at this. Hasbro lays off nearly 20% of its workers 2 weeks before Christmas. CEO Chris Cox blames poor sales in its toys division. Oh man, who could have possibly seen that coming? Now, to be clear, Hasbro doesn't just do work with Marvel and Star Wars. They make a shit ton of toys. Whether it's Transformers, whether it's, different board games, stuff like that. Obviously, they got their hands on a lot of things, but specifically, they're not selling toys right now, and that is a big problem. 2 weeks before Christmas, they're laying off 1,100 people. Keep in mind, they fired 800 people earlier this year in January. So they've laid off about 30% of their workforce just in the past year because no one is buying their shit. No one is buying their toys right now. Hasbro cuts 1,100 jobs, or 20% of its workforce, prompted by the ongoing malaise in the toy business. Toy maker Hasbro said Monday it's cutting about 1,100 jobs, or 20% of its workforce, as the malaise in the toy business extends through another holiday shopping season. The nearly century-old company behind Monopoly, Play-Doh, My Little Pony toys discussed the layoffs in a memo to employees published in a regulatory filing. The Wall Street Journal first reported the news. The company said the reductions are on top of 800 job cuts that have been taken so far in 2023 as part of moves announced to save up to $300 million annually. As of year-end 2022, the company said it had 6,500 employees. Well, now they've fired nearly 2,000 of those, or at least plan to fire 2,000 of those. That is a significant decrease right now. Less than a month until Christmas, Hasbro announced it'll cut nearly 20% of its workforce due to market headwinds. Hasbro touts a number of top IPs like Magic the Gathering, Transformers, D&D, Nerf, Play-Doh, My Little Pony, Power Rangers, G.I. Joe, Peppa Pig, and Marvel and Star Wars. Those should be some of the biggest ones that they have, right? But what have we seen instead? We've seen Star Wars toys completely fall off a cliff. We've seen Marvel toys. We've seen all these different characters that people aren't interested in rot on the shelves for years. YouTube channel World Class Bullshitters has countless videos of them going through toy stores, looking at the things that have been rotting on shelves for years when it comes to Star Wars and Marvel properties. Disney has really had a part in killing Hasbro. That's what we're seeing right now. And of course, it's not specific to those when you look at these other franchises that they're involved in. Now, to be clear, I do think they're seeing a lot of profit from their Wizard of the Coast properties, their D&D and their Magic the Gathering shit. I actually think they're seeing a lot of profits from that. So it's specifically toys where they're seeing so many problems. When franchises are suffering, when no one cares about these things, when audiences walk away, of course your toy sales are going to suffer. When people aren't getting their kids into Star Wars, of course it's going to suffer. When your main fan base for Star Wars is a bunch of childless, they don't know what gender they are, they can't even afford to move out of their parents' house, like 25-year-old non-binary, they, them, that's your core audience for Marvel and Star Wars right now. What a shock that toy sales are in the gutter. Disney is killing Hasbro. They've fired 30% of their workers because of problems, and it's happening just a few weeks before Christmas. Let me know your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. Smash a like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell for notifications, share this video out there, and I'll talk to you later.